let's roll. Hopefully the code and everything is still the same.
I haven't changed it.
Looks like it's working. Maybe. It says live 04, 05, 03, 04, 05, 03. Hi, welcome to On the Stick After Dark. I'm Eric Allen. I'm here with Joe Drilling.
I am but a mere lamb in this cult.
The cult of the stick. Also, a newly indoctrinated Mike Ailes is here.
Pleased to be here, O Lord and Master.
Yeah, and the crotchety old man wandering around about to die, so we're going to have to sacrifice him. It's Kurt Adam.
I am also a grass eater.
Listen, if you don't take
I've acquired the grass eating trait.
Right, if you don't take the grass eater thing, I don't know what the hell you're doing, because
you're an idiot.
Yeah, it seems like it's tough to feed your cult early on without having that.
You need to eat grass, motherfuckers.
That little bit
grass
of
is free, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Is Kurt he's like the old guy in Midsommar?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm like, thankfully dive off the
once your followers reach a certain age in this game, then they look old and then they only live for a couple more days. And so you can either you have different rituals you can perform, and one of them is to either make them ascend, or you can just straight up sacrifice them to make yourself more
I saved the
powerful.
Sacrificing. So
anyways, this is called
rituals have a cooldown. And so you can't perform them at will. If you're doing them, you may have to wait. So I save the sacrifice ritual for dissenting motherfuckers. Once they start agitating, I'm like, you're dead.
Looks like one of my followers has died.
Yeah, there's one right there.
Here
you guys are getting way ahead. Here's the horse. Okay.
Here's the basic premise of this game: is that you're a little lammy guy, and there's these 4 elder gods rule over this land, and you are abducted. And the very first thing you see in this game is that the lamb is getting sacrificed, and so you are sacrificed and you die, and then you end up with this other. There's 4 gods that are supposed to be the rulers over this land, and they sacrifice you, and then there's a secret 5th god who takes you and says that you are. Yes, it is kind of. It's kind of Mantarok, except it's not a big tentacle.
The one who waits.
But that's the reason they're sacrificing you, is because supposedly you maybe are the one that can. Oh, this guy is dissenting. What's his problem? It's time to take him and put him in jail.
This is what I just said.
So obviously that building, and I'm sure that there are other folk horror influences, but that building looks an awful lot like the building in Midsommar.
Yeah.
Which is a great little piece of folk horror for anyone who hasn't seen it. I don't think it was as good as Hereditary, but frankly, the fact that Ari Aster made Hereditary and Midsommar back-to-back years is fucking bananas.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Hereditary is better just because Midsommar is a little on the long side. It kind of drags in some places.
Well,
but it's pretty
also
good.
Tony Collette is just like a fucking force of nature.
Right. But Midsommar has
there's nobody.
Florence Pugh is
pretty good.
Fucking good. Yeah,
she's very good in that, but her performance I feel like isn't as demanding as what.
I mean, it's more passive.
Is what he put. Tony Collette through.
I don't know. Anyways,
okay, so I've heard this game referred to as similar but not congruent to ActRaiser.
Do we want to do some sustenance? So I have to keep playing because otherwise my guys are going to get mad at me. So
while you have this up, time won't go down.
Okay, I'll leave it up. So so basically you're pulled back by this elder god after you're killed, and you're brought back to life, and he's like, you should make a cult devoted to me, and then I'll come back and
free me.
Right.
Yeah, free me by killing off those other dudes, because he's chained by them.
Yes.
So the 2 descriptors I've heard is it's like Animal Crossing meets.
That's not like Animal Crossing.
I keep pushing back against.
It's definitely nothing like Animal Crossing.
The only reason people say it's like Animal Crossing is because of this spot here, where this is where your cult area is, and you wander around, and there are dudes wandering around.
Right.
But
because it's cute
in Animal Crossing, they just
animal.
wander around, and all you can do is talk to them, and maybe you give them something. It's but these are workers. You're assigning them.
Right.
You're assigning them things to do.
The members.
You're building buildings.
The members of your cult are more like the the workers in a real-time strategy game or something.
Right.
They're just here to like they like chop wood and like build buildings, and you tell them what to do. They're not like
ActRaiser is a more accurate.
ActRaiser is, I think that's the one that I said, and I think that's the most apt comparison, because this game is also has a lot in common with ActRaiser in that it is two like C plus B minus games that are like duct taped together to make a thing that is better than the whole,
than either of those.
Where the whole is better than the individual pieces. Because it's like the action game in this it's like an overhead kind of like Hades, but it's nowhere near as good or deep.
It's
as
nowhere
Hades
near as in depth. Combat. Yeah. But it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's good enough. It looks really nice. It has a lot of foreground stuff that drives me crazy. Like there's like a lot of trees and shit and grass. Yeah. You can cut it all down, but like you're going from room to room and fighting, and you can get rid of a lot of it. But it's I find it very annoying because I take a lot of hits because I can't really see what's happening, especially because I've been playing this a lot on my Steam Deck.
Binding of Isaac isn't.
I've been playing it exclusively.
No, it doesn't play like Binding of Isaac is very specific, and also Binding of Isaac is a pure roguelike game, and it's also more of a shooter, and this is all melee combat, so it doesn't really have like the way the map looks. The way the map looks is a lot like Binding of Isaac. You go from there's these little. I'll show you when I go into it, but it's like
the way the map looks in Binding of Isaac is Zelda 1, so
pretty much
the sort of aesthetic, the sort of.
But so anyway,
aesthetic and the kind of cartoonish ghoulishness reminds me of Binding of Isaac, but that's as far as it goes. It's way less poop obsessed.
Right. There is poop though.
There is poop.
Cult members will poop all over the place.
Vomit.
And if you don't pick it up, then they'll look at it and then they'll puke, and then you have to clean both up. But if you can use the poop for fertilizer in your thing. So anyways, you get some members, you go out and fight guys, and the cycle is you like tell them to chop down trees and mine for rocks, and then you use those to build buildings, and then you go and fight. Like you just like you alternate between those two modes, just kind of like an ActRaiser. But one of the things that you do is that when you level up your followers, they'll give you these pieces of a thing, and when you get 4 pieces, then you can make a doctrinal decision, which kind of like makes the direction that your cult goes in, and like some of them are like.
It can give you rituals.
Right. Well, you can see here, like all cult members will gain the sacral architecture trait. Their faith will go up when a new building is constructed. Or you can give them the devotee trait, which means you get more faith when delivering a sermon, which is a thing you can do once a day, which is what you saw me do a few minutes ago.
Personally, I would take the latter.
Yeah, I think that seems like the right one. But like some of them are like
the other one's good, but I would take the latter.
Yeah.
There's some where I'm like, there's no way I would
just real excited about architecture.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun cult for sure. But like you can see their little bars go up, and then, and you can only do like the crown. So you can do a sermon once a day. You can do a crown thing once a day, and then you can also perform rituals, which take like resources. And I had that guy, kept that guy old because I was gonna sacrifice him.
Yeah, and then he crapped
But
out.
then he died while I was setting up the stream, I guess. So. That's too bad, but we can hold a funeral for him, which is, and so like these rituals will change also based on the things that you Jolnana, that was my first member, and I married her, and she died recently, so we'll do the funeral for her. But
the lamb never gets old then.
No, the lamb is immortal or whatever.
So how much of the time is split between the sort of resource management, town building, and the dungeon crawling?
It's pretty even.
That's good.
It's actually kind of up to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you can spend while you're in the dungeon, time is going on.
Right.
Right, and so there is a whole sort of mechanic of, well, they get hungry and then they go to bed and then they get up and they do stuff, and so while that's all happening, they're building up resources. So you want to come back to town or to your little cult area to like collect the devotion so you can level up which buildings you can build, you can do your sermons, you can do this and that, but like there's nothing that forces you to go out to go do the dungeon crawling stuff. So you could, like, if you wanted to sort of churn on this for a while to build up some things, you could do that.
A lot of the resources though, like the resources for these rituals, you can see these little like bone things. that I need 37 of. Like those you can only get fighting, and there's some resources like wood and stone that you can kind of only get in your village.
Yeah.
So it kind of does force you to do both. Like you can't just pick.
Yeah,
one and do it.
over time, but it's there's not like a timer or something.
I don't.
Like that.
Should we
You're
do
like,
one
well,
more ritual here? I've unlocked this one where I met this guy who's like a crazy spider that is like hooked on mushrooms, and he taught me a ritual that lets me brainwash my followers with the magic mushrooms, which will increase their faith to 100 and lock it for 2 days. So if you wanted, so there's
then
like
they get sick.
There's mechanics, yeah, and then they get sick, and if there's you have to make them sleep for a couple days, which means they can't work. Like we could just throw a feast. How about that? I need some new followers. My cult's getting pretty small. I've lost a lot of my original members have died.
I haven't done a feast.
Was this the first one I unlocked?
I haven't, but I haven't done one. I unlocked the all-night rave, whatever that one's called.
But yeah, you can see like
they stay up all night and just go bananas.
Yeah, you can see like all the different
Yeah.
ones that, and also like I have a thing where like if a follower dies, I lose faith, but if I sacrifice them, I gain faith. And you can see this guy with the white eyes; he's ready to be leveled up. So if I talk to him, I'll get a bunch of this devotion, which is one of the resources in the game. When your devotion gets maxed out, you can choose a new new type of building to make. And so like I've got these are like mines for wood, and then down here I've got like a plate like a garden where to like you can build a thing, and then you can train your dudes to.
So you don't have a composter to throw that body in?
No, I've just been burying the body. I didn't build that yet. I ran out of wood. I fucked up
I actually
with my
built
resource.
that first, and then I got a quest to build the burial pit, and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should have done that first.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh well.
I didn't build enough. So one of the things you use resources for is to build these little tree stump things, or these little rock mines, and that's where you get more resources from. And I didn't realize that was kind of the only way past a certain point to get more wood, so I just ran out.
Yeah, because when you start, there's wood, there's trees all over
stuff
this
that you can chop down,
so you can cut them down. Yeah. I had the exact same problem, so then I had to churn for a while to get some more wood and then do that.
Yeah. I better bury this dead body, because your followers don't like it if there's a dead body. Or actually, since everybody's asleep, I could harvest his meat also.
Oh, nice.
You can make some follower meals.
Yeah, now he's rotting a little bit, so we better take care of this.
Fine.
Yeah.
Here they come. You better hurry up.
Yeah, it's fine. I prepped him for burial. It'll be okay.
I'm liking almost everything that I see here. Is there any kind of like time pressure on you, or can you just kind of go at your own pace?
I don't think that there's actual time pressure in any way. Like, I don't think there's any kind of deadline. I mean, the time pressure is that if you don't feed your followers and if you don't do the faith thing once in a while, then like they'll either all like turn against you, or they'll starve to death, or
you can see in the upper left.
Yeah, so the big green circle is
the big
my
green
faith.
one. That's your faith.
Yep.
The one to the right of that is people that are sick or health or whatever, and then the one right below it, the green one right below it, is hunger.
Yep.
So that'll go down over time, and you can, if you do a decent amount of adventuring on a regular basis, you should have plenty of resources to be able to do what he's doing right now and just churn out of a whole bunch of food, and then you're good for a while.
Right. So I'm gonna collect my resources, and then I'm gonna.
There's nothing like an XCOM sort of clock that's running down while you're doing everything.
But if you don't take care of your cult, you can shrink.
The gods won't like attack you or destroy your cult if you don't.
No.
They will show up in the adventure part, in
the dungeons. They'll talk to you. Yeah.
Is that do you have to fight? Do you have to actually fight them like bosses?
Yes, they
No,
are. I'll show you. I'll go into
each of those guys.
Do that right.
There's essentially a biome for each dude.
Yep.
Or for each of those gods, and you go through each biome 4 times. And the 4th time, each time you fight like a boss, but it's not that boss. And then on the last time you go through, you'll fight that boss. And then you'll get a special Guga and all that. You can then go back to it again, and that will actually let you even progress past the normal amount of dungeon crawling you can do in that biome, and stuff goes up, and the amount of resources you can get go up, and rewards go up and stuff like that. But you're also away from your flock for longer, and so then you got to worry about.
So we're gonna go. Well, we could go. There's some other stuff around the world. Also, there's some different areas you can visit. Like there's this little area, there's like these tarot cards which you get in the combat thing that are kind of like the baubles in Binding of Isaac or Hades or whatever, where you'll find a room that has a guy in it and he'll give you a tarot card and he'll just give you a special effect of some kind.
Yeah.
And there's a fishing mini game with this fish. Pardon me, he's just a normal man. Look at him. If you notice, he's just like a normal
regular
looking
man.
guy with the
regular dude.
He's not a fish man with his lips on top of his head.
Nope.
And then there's a really
standard nose and mustache.
Just like a regular guy.
Real eyebrows like a man would grow, and wearing a sweater like a human being. Don't worry about it. This is where the mushroom guy is, and there's a guy up there that you can get some devotion from once in a while. But let's go do some fighting. I need to go get some more. I need some more followers.
If you don't keep up with them, they'll start dying off, and then you're like, oh shit.
There's a spider here where you can buy a follower from for 50 gold, but I don't have any gold right now. Actually, I can sell a bunch of resources for gold. I might do that.
You can, you can give them to the offering.
After you beat.
Actually, if you have like squids or something, those are worth a lot.
Yeah, follower meat's worth quite a bit.
Follower meat is also worth money. Yeah.
You have some of that because you harvested that guy's meat.
If for some reason you had some.
Yeah, I don't know where all that follower meat came from.
The economy and the way that this part works is there's a set cost or a set sell value, but it goes down the more of it you sell, and then it will slowly go back up.
Yeah.
So you can't just go, these are worth 20, ching, 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 ching. It'll be like 20, 20, 20, 19, 19, 18, 19. And then you have to wait a while before you can sell them again.
All right.
Oh, I got it. Because there's a supply and demand curve.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
I mean, they just don't want you to get... It's pretty easy to collect resources. Like, I put it on hard, and I've still found it to be pretty easy, especially from that standpoint. But there, we have a new guy.
Yeah.
Hi.
And this guy says you'll find him in the dungeons, too.
Yeah.
And he always says, pretty delightfully creepy things.
If you don't buy the follower, then the implication is that he's going to eat it. So,
eat them, yeah, right.
So there, I bought that guy, and he's going to show up over here. And then one of the things that's really cool about this game is that if you're a streamer and you have like a decent audience, you can it has hooks in it, so you can have people in your chat make their characters, and then you can indoctrinate them into the cult.
I was not aware of that. That's funny.
That's pretty cool.
They had more viewers. It'd be fun to have lots of people getting sacrificed.
For sure, yeah. Because you can see there's all kinds of different cosmetics for different little animal guys that can join your cult. And
you'll actually find those out in the dungeons as well.
Yeah. And then there's different colors and different there's a lot of different stuff that you can do. You can just hit randomize until you find something that you don't already have, and then they all come with different traits and stuff.
Yeah.
And you can rename them, or you can randomly name them. I don't know what I want him to do. Do some stuff. All right. Let's go fight. All right. So you when you have a certain number of followers, you can open these doors. Are all locked when you start, and then you get 5 followers and you can open the first door, which is this one over here. And then I just unlocked the second and third area, which is where I got all the mushrooms from. I'm hoping I do better than I have been on the Steam Deck.
So when you start, you go into this first room, you get a weapon and a spell.
Yeah. Yes.
And those are randomized.
Yep.
But you can, as you build up the devotion in the chapel.
Yes. You can unlock more different kinds of weapons and spells.
Right.
Different variants.
It'll increase the levels and that's what I was
there's only what is there, 4 weapon types? There's a sword, an axe, a dagger, and a fist kind of a thing, but then there's like
Yeah.
different variants of those. So like one is like vampiric and you can like lifesteal or whatever.
One will do poison.
Yeah.
One will do crit, or go around crits. and so
Yes. Oh man, these stupid frogs, man. They shoot out these little flies. But yeah, you can see like this is where the Binding of Isaac, just the way the dungeons are structured is kind of like that. Although as far as I know, there's no like secret rooms or anything. Which
I mean, there's a number of roguelikes that use basically just room-based dungeons like this. Like Moonlighter is one that I played that was very similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think Binding of Isaac's kind of like the OG of that.
Well, yes. I mean,
And then once
Zelda mechanics to roguelikes.
Once you clear the room, you get a little chest and it drops various things.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like if you compare this to a Binding of Isaac or Hades or something like that, that's pretty lacking in the number of combat options you have. Which is fine because as far as from what I've heard, this game's about like 20-ish hours, so maybe it doesn't, it has an ending, which is not the case with some of those other games.
I think that's one of the things I've heard people like the most about it is this is kind of the right length.
Yeah.
It doesn't wear out its welcome.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I definitely like the combat, which is totally fine, is definitely would not be good enough for me to play it like 50 hours like I did Hades or 100 hours like I did Binding of Isaac. It's like an open room, which means there's probably a tarot card in there. I'm gonna go check.
I
This is
actually
one
got
that
a mantle that draws all my tarot cards at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
so that's all you have, but
Yeah.
it gives you like here's the
you
four
start with 3
you
or
get.
whatever. Or,
Yeah. Which I actually enjoyed.
I have
Just so you
that,
know, right up front.
but I unequipped it for some reason. But yeah, it means you start out way more powerful at the beginning of a run. Yeah. Free heart.
This is the game that I was interested in when I first saw it come out. And I was considering picking it up, but actually I kind of wondered for a while if it was going to end up on Game Pass, and I was almost surprised that it wasn't there.
Yeah.
They tend to pick up so many of these like mid-tier indie games, and I'm so
Yeah, it does
frequently
seem like something that would have shown up pretty quickly, but
It
maybe
probably
it
Yeah,
will.
you know,
I would be
gotta
too
say,
surprised if it doesn't eventually.
Like coming into the
Fruits
into
and
the
vegetables.
beginning,
I'm gonna take another follower, I think, because I have a pretty I have enough resources set up now to support like 10 or 15 people. I've had a lot of people die.
Yeah.
So coming into the earlier part of this year, like I kind of felt like this was like there wasn't a lot that I was stoked about this year, and like not a lot of stuff coming out, like besides like Cuphead DLC, Risk of Rain DLC, and now like in the back half of the year, all of a sudden a bunch of stuff has come out in like pretty rapid succession, where all of a sudden I've been like, oh wow, there's a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of stuff I haven't had a chance to play yet, including this. And
There's
still haven't
there's
even
plenty of
explored
stuff.
Chrome.
It's just there's a lot of there's not a lot of like really big games coming out.
right.
Yeah.
But
not for the first time at
But
least.
even
Yeah.
even like that stuff, I'm not especially interested in. Like I guess Last of Us 1 for the third time in 10 years.
Yeah, no
came
thanks.
out today, I think, again, and I'm like, I mean, a lot of people are stoked about it, but I'm just like, yeah, I didn't really like it the first time, so I don't think I need to play it again a third time.
I liked it a lot the first time, but I don't need to play it again at this point. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, and I guess
rather
like I
play
don't know,
something
I never finished God of War Ragnarok edition or whatever. I guess the next one actually is called Ragnarok.
Pre
so I'm not-
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah, pre Ragnarok.
it's just
Nordic
called
edition.
it's literally just called God of War.
Yeah, but then if I say that, then people might think I'm talking about like the 2003 or whatever. God
At this
of
point,
War.
I don't think anyone would actually think of that game.
Yeah.
So apparently I didn't even make it far enough. Apparently, I mean, spoilers for a game that's 4 or 5 years old now or whatever. But apparently, there's a big reveal in the recent God of War where you get the Blades of Chaos,
Oh.
and then it starts to play like old God of War. You can play it like old God of War.
You
if don't
can,
wanna use
yeah.
the axe.
You can ask me all about it. I finished that game like a week ago.
Oh,
Did you
really?
know?
You like it?
Yeah, I liked it. I would say that it does spectacle incredibly well, like very, very fun to watch, and a lot of the time, the story is pretty strong. Like I think some people oversell the story. It's good, but it's not that good.
Boy.
And then the gameplay was just a little too repetitive. So
Yes.
kind of the weak.
And once you open the world, I've heard a lot of people I knew who played it, like people I used to work with, were like, oh, like I really loved when the world opened up, and I was like, that's kind of when I fell off, honestly. When all of a sudden it was like, go back to places you were and like fetch a bunch of bullshit. I was like, this is not really what I want from God of War.
That sounds like a God of War game, Mike.
I mean, I like the bit where you got to canoe. I thought that was pretty cool.
And have a head tell you a story.
Wait, does that sound like a God of War game, Eric? My experience with the first game in that series was that it was a linear action.
No, I mean
the combat is repetitive.
The combat is fun, but repetitive. It does spectacle very well. Like all those things.
Yeah.
I felt like the first two at least didn't really overstay their welcome though. Like they were over in like 12 hours, and this one I felt like I was barely kind of getting started at 12 hours, and that's about what I.
If you're judicious and don't do a lot of side quests, I think you're only looking at like a 20-hour game.
I did go back to it at some point.
I did a few side quests and probably spent like 25 hours on it, something like that. I enjoyed it pretty well. I have a thing with AAA games where I just tend to fall off them, like. You know, like Final Fantasy VII Remake is one that I was enjoying, and then at one point I put it down and didn't pick it up again for like 3 months. And this game never really had that problem. Like I was always sufficiently motivated to come back.
Yeah. But to be fair, Final Fantasy VII Remake is like 3 God of Wars. So
well, I definitely spent let's say twice as long with it. And Final Fantasy VII Remake has got a lot of padding, so there are sections where it's very hard to motivate yourself to log back on because you're like, all right. Yeah. I've got an hour and a half of nonsense to get through before the next cool thing happens, which God of War doesn't really have that problem unless you're being a completionist.
Yeah.
Right.
How many like cool things happen in that game though? You know what I mean?
Like is there a lot of how many do you stab any eyes in really like grotesque fashion?
There's definitely a lot of super grotesque like kills are still 100% intact in that game. And with the axe, like you have an axe, you have like a magic axe.
I played through the tutorial, and that's where I dropped off. So.
Okay, well, the axe. There's a bunch of like stylish, Doom 2016 style kills with the axe, and I'm sure with the Blades of Chaos too. Once you get them, like.
I don't even remember. It's kind of a blur.
It's nowhere near at the level of God of War 3.
No, it's way less gross. Like I played the demo of God of War 3 and I was just like not interested. And this game is gratuitous, but yeah, it's not.
It's gratuitous in a less gratuitous way.
It's just not. Yeah.
Okay. It's like the difference between Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, right? It's like it's still gratuitous, but like.
But you're having a better time while it's happening.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I might check out Ragnarok, but the AAA game that's coming out this year that I am quite excited for is Bayonetta 3. Does that still count? Are we still counting those as AAA games?
Sure. I mean, technically, it's the only thing that matters is the marketing budget for that phrase to actually mean anything, and who the hell knows what they're spending on the marketing for it. But
yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I wouldn't be surprised if they spent a lot. Actually, I don't know.
They don't have anything else coming out this year, so there's Splatoon, right? Is Splatoon still coming out?
3.
Yeah,
that's very soon, isn't it?
I think so.
That's really soon.
There was a
demo, like a Splat demo.
Yeah, exactly.
Or beta.
And then everybody was whining that it was over and they couldn't play anymore.
Let me just make this one comment about called the Lamp. Much easier on a big screen with a controller than on Steam Deck. Although I've been playing it like an hour a day on my Steam Deck. It's definitely the first thing that's really like, this is the kind of thing that I exactly wanted a Steam Deck for. So.
Yep.
Yeah. So actually, I want to ask you now that you and Kurt have spent like a few weeks with your Steam Decks, in terms of like just the battery life, the controls, like when I play my Switch, like I keep meaning to get one of those nice like split joypads like you have, Eric. The
should get that. It's very good.
Yeah, but like when I play it with Joy-Cons on handheld mode, like my hands cramp after a little while. Like how is your experience with Steam Deck?
You're still gonna have that same problem with the Steam Deck, unfortunately, because I have that problem with even just a normal controller, because just that having my arms crossed in front of me like makes my hands go numb after a while because of the spitball thing that I've talked about a million times before.
Yeah.
But I would say that the ergonomically it's way better than normal Nintendo Switch, and it's probably about as good as the Hori split pad thing that I have.
But is it as good as Wii U tablet?
The problem is that it's similar to that, but it's much heavier, and so it does the way I usually play it, especially if I'm laying in bed, is that I'll like prop myself up. And then I'll put a pillow on my lap, and then I'll balance it on the pillow and kind of hold it that way. And it's fine like for an hour or so like that.
Yeah, I rested in my lap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play a 70-hour RPG. In long sessions with it, just because I know it'll like fuck me up in the long run. But for that specific thing, it's really good.
I would agree with all that. I feel it's much more comfortable than a standard. I don't have the split Joy-Con thing.
Yeah. It's definitely better than a regular Switch.
Yeah, the regular Switch I do not find. I don't have the problem that Joe is talking about, but I don't find it that comfortable. Yeah. I will say that the battery life is not good.
It's like 2.5 hours, depending. Like in this game, you can get like 2.5, 3 hours. I played a bunch of Resident Evil 2, and that was like 2 hours. Although you can adjust because it's a PC, you can adjust the settings, right? So if you make the games look worse, then you'll get more battery life because the GPU won't have to work as hard or whatever.
Well, I mean, it's always like, what's the max resolution on that thing? 720?
720, yeah. But I mean, you can like adjust shadow detail and all that other bullshit.
You're playing PC games.
So you're playing PC games.
Do you have the option to plug in a controller if you wanted to like rest it on your lap or stand it up somehow? And
yeah, you can. They're releasing a dock for it as well. So if you if you want
it has
a thing
Bluetooth
to take
or whatever.
It does have Bluetooth, yeah. So Bluetooth controllers would work, but it doesn't have like a kickstand or anything. So it'd be pretty tough to.
Yeah, I mean the Switch kickstand kind of sucks anyway.
Really see it.
It's true.
I don't really trust the Switch kickstand in most cases.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like if you want a little portable PC and you're gonna travel a lot, it's great. If you want a thing you can play on the couch while watching TV or sports or something, it's great for that. Yeah. If you want something to play while laying in bed, like for an hour before you go to sleep, it's great for that. But it's not gonna be your main gaming thing, I don't think, unless the ergonomics don't bother.
So that door above is the one that will open.
Yeah.
Once you defeat the main guy, and you can move on
like
to another area that's about the same size as what you saw in the previous map.
Yeah, you do that 4 times.
The owl is not the actual.
That's
the mini boss.
That's a mini boss.
That was not.
You have to defeat 4 of those, and then you can.
And then you just go back and do the same area.
I've got another old follower. It's time for a sacrifice. Or should I say sacrifice? Like, what's his face?
You need beds.
I do. I got plenty of beds. Or they're
probably broken.
They're broken, probably. I need to make some new houses.
You can see the thing which says beds in the middle.
What are those guys doing in those beds to break them?
It's just after 3 days they break. I don't know. I mean,
you know that
these guys will just like poop all over the place too. Oh, this guy's a coprophiliac. He gains 10 faith when he gets sick. So one of the things you can do is like you can cook poop and then feed it to them if you want.
And you can cook follower meat.
I had this one follower earlier who has since died, but she was always coming up to me and giving me this quest.
Why.
She was like, "Oh man, wouldn't it be hilarious if you cooked some poop and then fed it to this other guy?" And the first time I did it, I was like, "Okay, I guess." And then she came up to me again. She's like, "I got a great new prank. Let's cook some more poop and feed it to the same guy again." I was like, all right, I guess. And then he kept getting sick, and I don't know.
So what was
this guy in your team then?
At the beginning, you and Kurt both said that the grass eater thing was necessary. What is that? What does that do?
So one of the doctrine things you can take, like if you feed them grass, they don't get much sustenance out of it. And they also can get sick. They have like a 25% chance of getting sick. But if you take the doctrine that makes them into grass eaters, then they won't get sick. So you can just feed them grass, and grass is a super cheap resource that doesn't require farming like berries and cauliflower and mushrooms and stuff.
Man, you should sacrifice that old guy before he croaks of old age.
Yeah, he should be good for at least 8. This guy's got a quest he wants me to do.
Cook him some poop.
But they want to join. There's some heretics that want to join. So I might have to build another prison here. Because if you don't, they like wander around and they like shout they talk shit about you in a megaphone in the thing, and then it leads to dissent with your other followers. Let's see if he does it. You can also there he goes.
Yeah, his eyes are red. He'll go after him.
Somebody's poop. Why do they? I have an outhouse. Why do they fucking poop on the ground? And then why does other people look at it and then puke? No, I just
someone's in the outhouse.
That's not poop. That's vomit.
No, that's why they're
poop.
That's poop.
Yeah, there's poop. That's why because if somebody poops in the grass, then somebody sees it and then they puke because they don't like looking at the poop. Oh, good. Right. This guy is.
Can you go feed the poop to the owl then?
You can put the poop in a silo, and then the gardener guys will use it. So here, this guy's going to jail now. Come on. You go to jail, and then after we'll do some re-education stuff. You can buy like propaganda machines, like megaphones, to put around the base to like help drown out that. One of the reasons why I don't sacrifice all the dead bodies is because your followers will go and visit the graves, and then they'll give you some more like bonus devotion. Here, I should probably we'll take a new thing here. Ritual cooldowns I took already.
I was gonna say you have divine inspiration you can use.
I could buy this and try and get better houses.
Oh, I would take the 4 first.
I don't
personally.
Do I have enough for that?
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
That one always opens first.
Yeah. And then you open
because that increases. Yeah.
Yeah. Which in this
that's your primary one that drives everything else.
Yeah.
So.
And the level 4 one gets me better gets me better wood and stone walls. So. All right.
And you can store more devotion.
Yes.
All that stuff.
All right. So we need to let's see here. We'll finish fixing these beds. Actually, I have enough resources. I might build some more like better houses.
You can make more of the upgraded shelters.
I need to build another refinery here. Oh, actually, I think I can make an upgraded one
There's
of those
poop
too.
on there.
Hang on, let's see. I think we get enough
There's
to
poop
make.
on the ground in the lower right.
Hey, Eric.
What?
What's that smell?
Spooky.
We'll make this level 2 refinery.
More quotes like these. Watch shitty movies starring Hulk Hogan.
Literally shitty movie.
Hey, get it?
I got lots of resources now, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm in much better shape. Things were pretty dire for a little bit there.
Yeah, you're doing all right. Yeah.
But it's looking okay.
I don't see the outhouse.
It's down by the garden. I left it down there so that way it was easier for me to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Move the.
Yeah, that's why, because they don't want to walk all that way. That's
maybe I guess I can put it closer to the house.
No, mine's way in the corner too.
I think they just are dumb.
I mean, they are literally animals.
They may just be doing.
They're literally animals. They joined a cult. So.
Yeah.
Does the owl puke up owl pellets instead of pooping?
I don't think so. Enlightenment through discipline or the release of inhibition. Substances encouraged.
Release of inhibition.
All cult members will gain the substances encouraged shrink. Gain 20 faith when brainwashing is performed. Prohibitionist trait: increase the work speed and devotion generation.
So I
increase
think
by 10, but down 50% chances.
These doctrines. I don't think I have these doctrines.
Oh no. Well,
no,
might be based
and
on something
I've maxed
else
out on my doctrines, so.
Yeah. I did that really
so
fast, considering I haven't
randomization,
finished the second dungeon. I've completely maxed these out.
Yeah.
Pro gamer Eric over here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it just goes really fast.
It depends on how much time you spend in town.
Yeah, I think I've spent a lot more time in town because you can like talk to and encourage. You can like do you can do these sermons, but you can also talk to each individual guy to get more devotion and more faith. And if you level them up,
And they'll
you get
level
more
them up,
devotion.
yeah.
And they give you the little piece of thing that you use. You need 4 of those to get the doctrine.
Unlock new doctrines. Yeah.
Is this a straight edge cult or is this a bunch of weird hippies?
Totally done with drugs. Drugs all the time.
All right.
Did you buy the cultist pack, Eric, that gives you 5?
I think I did.
Skins or whatever.
But I don't. I think I also got the soundtrack. I didn't mean to buy that, but I think I did by accident because it was.
Is it good?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It actually the music is also very Binding of Isaac E. Oh, hey, hold on, wait a sec. Hold on a second, guys. We got one more little piece of business to take care of here.
Was it to kill the
Related?
old guy?
Both valid
I
questions.
don't know what you're talking about. Listen, this is a cult, all right? Sometimes things have to happen, and
Gotta
there's nothing
crack
you
a
can
few
do
old
about
man
it.
eggs
Right.
to make an old man omelet.
Well, also, I have this. One of my pieces of doctrine is that if one of my followers dies of old age, then the whole cult loses faith. But if I sacrifice them or ascend them, then they gain faith. So this is like important to.
Yeah.
It's important for me to do this.
Why does the guy who's 43 look older than the person who's 49?
That's the number of days they've
Been
been
a rough
in your
couple
cult.
years, Joe,
I don't think
okay?
that's how
Oh.
old they are.
Okay. I'm gonna say just hard living for that wolf guy, I guess.
I mean, he's been doing a lot of magic mushrooms.
So are these things this item tree that you're on right now? Is that always like
That's
is that
the
only from
weapons.
sacrifices?
Well, it comes from
Oh, it comes
Ritual.
from faith. I get it. You get more
leveling
faith.
up the faith
Right,
in
okay, got
the
it, yep.
thing. Yeah.
Got it. I understand now. All right. Yep. Oh,
It's
you
the
get a
faith-
shitload of faith for sacrificing
It's
something.
the
Yeah,
faith you
apparently.
get in the chapel versus the faith you get from the devotion outside.
Right. There's devotion and faith are two different things, basically. All right, you guys do that. I'm gonna go fight. You guys, or actually, we'll have some dinner first. Here, have some more grass.
Yum.
Yeah, you wanna.
Well, you can feed the owl some poop, apparently. So.
I think the guy that I fed the poop to also died. Also, one of my followers gave me the quest of making a poison meal and killing one of my other followers.
I declined that one.
I mean,
Your followers are like fucked up, man.
Yeah.
they're in a
They're in a
cult,
cult,
Alex.
I'm aware they're in a cult, but like they're just like, hey man, you know what's really gonna help your cult grow? If you kill everyone in it.
Well, not
That's
everyone.
not what they. That's not what they
One
claim.
Specific people.
Yeah, just a
They
few
just said it
every
like
now and
fuck.
then.
I don't know, man. It seems fucked up to me. They're
Pumpkins.
saying feed poop to people.
Yeah, Alex, cults are fucked up. Like that's part of the cult thing. Like,
I don't know, man. It just
are you
seems fucked
familiar
up to
with
me.
cults? Like,
Not personally. Never been in one myself.
Hmm.
A likely story.
yeah,
I've
Mr. Northern
seen-
California has never been in a cult. Okay.
I've seen your devotion to Monster Hunter.
And I'm like middle,
Cauliflower
like
seeds.
upper middle, lower north.
Jesus.
Upper lower north.
Northern California is different than the Bay Area.
It's true, yes.
Okay, that is a true statement, despite what I'm struggling to
Articulate.
Despite my inability to use words to communicate this, it's different.
Yeah.
I promise.
It is.
Chance to possess enemies on hit. That sounds pretty good.
So is every run of the dungeon part like a rogue like you get new weapons every time, you
Yep.
don't get to keep anything?
Correct. Yeah.
The map changes every time you go in, or
Yep.
Yep.
The
Like a roguelike.
enemy types are the
Each
same.
different.
Biomes are basically the same.
Yeah, each
resource
biome
type
has
you
like
get.
certain types of enemies and resources associated with it. But the
Yeah.
like each dungeon within that biome is pretty much the same. There's like more difficult versions of the enemies.
so it's a roguelike.
It's a roguelike, yeah.
Turns out the
I don't
roguelike
know.
is a
I don't know,
roguelike.
Mike. It sounds more to me like a rogue like.
It definitely is because of the village building aspect of it, and the upgrades and stuff. But
Yeah, I
did you
mean-
mean a roguelike light.
No, roguelike like. That's the name.
Yes, rogue like.
Roguelike is one of those things.
man, I'm
from
gonna
Zelda
die.
that
These,
Yes.
these new bats are
operating
holy
on its
Why is the
own.
best
very
name?
nasty.
Doesn't that sound scary? One of those guys gone rogue, working
I guess
outside the
that's-
system.
Yeah, you're right.
Take down Link's shield, I guess.
Take down Ganon's fucking something. I don't even know what.
I don't think anyone's making actual roguelikes anymore, are they? Like where
Yeah,
there's no...
I was just talking to somebody about this like yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I don't think like things are either rogue like or rogue light, but I don't think anybody makes actual rogue likes at this point.
And I don't even
Not
mean
any
like
new
in the,
ones.
I don't even mean like in the actually plays like rogue sense. I mean even just in the there's no carried progress over from one run to the next. It's pretty rare. I guess you get them in deck builders sometimes.
The mystery dungeon games, I guess, right? Those are like true roguelikes, aren't they?
I just feel like in indie space, you're 9 times out of 10 you're going to get some kind of. I mean,
Splunky 2 was definitely that, right? That's not that old. I'm sure there's probably like 5.
Like the true start over is in Spelunky 2, but it doesn't play like Rogue. It's a side-scrolling.
Right, that's why it's a roguelike and not a rogue. Yeah. I mean, there's probably like 5,000 of them coming out every month on Steam that you just don't know about. Like, that's the actual answer to any of these things, right?
I suppose. I just think as a developer, it's probably a safer bet to give the player some kind of hook to. Like, well, you know, you died, but you got this thing for your base, so it wasn't a total write-off.
Right. Agreed. There's the head dude for that area.
Yes. They just show up once. Oh no, a famine upon my cult.
Heck yep. The heck with him.
We're so hungry. That's all right. I got a lot of grass. We'll be fine.
You should go touch that grass.
I don't think I didn't take the thing that lets me leave the dungeon. I don't think.
You can't fight him. Okay.
No, you can't fight
him.
No, he just comes.
He just comes and does that. Yeah. Basically, puts a funky status effect on your cult and then leaves, and then you have to make your way to the edge of the dungeon before you'll actually fight him.
Could be real bad news if you don't have enough resources or to. Yeah. Like I had that happen with Faith early on and did not have enough stuff to do a ritual, and it was a little dicey at first. But
Jack7M in chat says, "Amen. Can I join your cult?"
I didn't set those hooks up because I didn't think anybody would come hang out. But
I would love to have you. Haven't been streaming it regularly, just today.
So aside from like dying in the dungeon parts, like is there a fail state with the cult parts or not really?
I would assume so. I don't know. Maybe you just get reset back to the beginning, like all of your members die and you have to start over. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, you can, like, if they all died off, you could just do some runs and get more dudes. You wouldn't have to.
Well, they can't like turn on you and. Like,
they can turn on you.
They can turn on you.
Well, that's why I had to put that one guy in jail.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, can the whole cult turn on you? I guess. Like, what happens if they all turn on you?
I don't know that there's a mechanic for that in the game.
Okay.
I mean, I said, they would
might not be a fail state. Like for his reputation, as hard as it is, words bad. Darkest Dungeon. In the regular mode of Darkest Dungeon, I don't think there's a final fail state. It's just that worst case scenario, you have to go and train up a bunch more dudes because all your soldiers died.
Yeah. You basically start over with a little bit of like buildings and stuff.
Well, in Darkest Dungeon, you keep your whole town, which is pretty significant. It's just that you'd have to basically train up a bunch of new soldiers from lower level to higher level. It's only when you play on like a special difficulty level that you have a timer, you know, like maximum number of weeks you can play.
It's the cat. Also, yeah, it does have like these little follower form, blueprint, ambrosia. Ooh, let's take the big gift.
It's rocket skates.
You can give a gift to a follower to increase their faith.
Yep.
Which I think I have.
My faith would be increased with rocket skates for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I have some of those. I should just like dole them out real quick. Also, like a lot of the spells that you get have like a channel time. Whether it's like an AoE thing where you cast it, or like this one is like a charge thing where like if you time it right you get like bonus damage, and I find it really hard to get enough space away from enemies to properly use that stuff.
Is that something you can improve?
That spell looks like the bow from Hades, like the.
Yeah, it's similar mechanically to that, but like especially the AoE ones where it's like, to get enough space from enemies to actually use that, you have to be so far away from them you can't really hit them with the AoE effect. I don't know. Maybe there's some more intricate stuff that goes. Like the enemies all flash before they hit you, so I guess you could try and time it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't find the combat to be that.
Have you considered getting food?
It's serviceable.
You mean like cheese?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have. It's delicious.
Gouda is
No,
delicious.
but like, have you considered it late? Sorry, this is like an aside. It's not related to what we're talking about. I can see how you'd be confused. I just
Is that like an item from an end?
Is
Is that like an item from an endgame Resident Evil sections? Like you got goo D.
This is kind of making me want to go play more Hades, though. I haven't played that game in a while, but
Hades is pretty.
Are you finally
good.
replacing your
pretty good.
Risk of Rain addiction with Hades re-addiction?
Here comes 200 hours of Hades.
I still have a few more artifacts to get in Risk of Rain.
Okay. So, no, I won't stop playing.
Yeah, no, not yet. Not done. Not done.
Yeah, I should take that thing that gives me 4 of these
mercenary.
at the beginning because I'm not even getting 4 of them in the run. So
Yeah.
Sword of Omens give me sight beyond sight.
But yeah, it also does the not real hearts like Binding of Isaac. That's a mechanic that they borrowed directly from that, where you have hearts as your thing, and then you can get like
You
blue
can have
hearts.
ghost hearts and you can have diseased hearts.
Yeah,
Oh no. What's a diseased heart do?
they blow up when you take a hit and do a bunch of damage to enemies.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That map, it's like nothing else about this feels like it at all, but that map has Inscription vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty classic.
That's the Slay the Spire, the map,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. Also
Also, what the hell is that name of that game? There's another like card game thing that is. What the hell? I can't even remember the name of it. That was pretty. It was really good, but it had that same kind of map where you would like.
Is it One Step from Eden, or you think of a different one?
No, it's much older than that. It's from like 2013. I cited it when we talked about Inscription, but I can't remember the name of it now. There was a sequel that came out a few years ago.
actually,
too. Hand
I
of Fate.
downloaded-
Hand of Fate
d-
was there's like it's like a fortune teller, but she like lays out cards on a table and then you like choose your path, similar to how it works in Inscription.
I downloaded one of those that's like a demon like metal band deck builder thing called Power Chord. It was on it was one of the like Games Fest or whatever like demos, and I actually haven't played it yet. But it looked interesting. I need to actually spend some time with it. But there was a bunch of demos last week from Games whatever used to be Leipzig. What do they call it now? Is it just Games Fest?
Gamescom.
Is that what they Gamescom? Yeah, I got that one. Never Awake, Gloomwood, and what was the other one that I grabbed? I thought there was one more, but I don't see it on my list here. So.
I don't know. I really need health.
You say Gloomhaven?
No, Gloomwood.
Cool, dude.
Which they're saying it's like.
Should go to a doctor for that.
Yes. Yeah, and call Roman for the. Take care of your Gloomwood. They send you pills for that.
Ew.
It's a progression from Blue Balls.
If your Gloomwood lasts more than 4 hours,
Yeah,
consult
exactly.
the physician.
Exactly.
You gotta get rid of that dagger.
More like a mortician. 'Cause it's gloomy. And you're gonna die.
Whoa.
But yeah, Gloomwood is apparently supposed to be like a immersive sim, quote unquote, type of thing, which I don't really like that
Fuck.
term, but
Damn it. It's alright. I gotta go feed my boys before they all die. Anyways.
I thought you had it.
Yeah, I was pretty close. I got a little greedy and didn't dodge on that last one.
Yeah, you gotta. The AOE is a bitch with that guy.
Oh, everybody's so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
How about bowls of poop? Do we have?
I was gonna say, how about some poop? Let's go. Really
if you feed them the berry bowl, has a 15%
coprophilia,
chance
everybody,
of
Alex
the follower pooping instantly, which is a great Sadas effect.
Why is there so much poop in this game? You know what? This reminds me of Binding of Isaac, and that there's just poop everywhere, and I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to play this.
All right.
It's really more the threat of poop than the actual poop. That's the difference between this and Isaac.
Well, also everything else in Isaac is also disgusting, whereas in this
Right.
game it seems to mostly just be the poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of like, what is it? The blood tears that do they extra damage, or are they homing or something? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It's been so long since I've played Binding of Isaac, but
I played like 30 minutes of it, and because my roommate bought it for me and was like, "You'll like it," and I was like, "I do like it, but I hate everything about it."
That was where Mike was.
Me? I played like 60 hours of that game.
But you kept complaining about the aesthetic the entire time.
Yeah, because it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's great.
I don't disagree.
So like I managed to get over the hump of dealing with it once, and then like they made the remake of that game that's supposed to have really good mechanics, you know, like the pixel art version, and I just don't think I can do it again. I don't think I have it in me to basically get over my revulsion one more time and play some more of that game.
I definitely don't. But
Everybody doing all right? Everybody's okay now.
it's okay.
I do like that they put a little gardener hat on when they're gardening.
how you know
That's
they're
just-
gardening?
You don't want skin cancer.
It's true.
You have so much stuff to harvest.
I know, but I don't need it because I got a ton of
Kurt's
resources.
disgusted with your behavior.
But you could have it.
I know, but it's
See?
honestly
could have more.
the reason why I don't is because the animation takes too long. I mostly only harvest when I need resources. I might build a...
The things that do the harvesting for you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can also build a thing that, so they can. I still don't have enough. I need another one of those consecrator things so I can get some more of the leveled up resources. There you go. Then they can fertilize their own stuff down here.
With the poop.
Gross.
Speaking of being up to your elbows in poop,
Whoa.
Anthony.
Hey,
Who is
Andy,
this?
did you name your kid after me yet?
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
fertilizer or whatever.
That is what I said to name them. Yeah. My middle name.
Hi, Anthony.
I was always wondering what that F stood for.
Yeah. Fertilizer. Hurts for short.
That's
yeah.
what we're gonna call you from now on, Fertz. Yeah.
Birds too.
Yeah.
In school, they used
this-
to make fun of me. They used to say it was farts, and I was like, no.
It's actually more than that.
So, I just found out recently. So I watch Formula One, and one of the leading drivers these days, his name is Max Verstappen, and I just recently found out that his middle name is Emilian.
Ooh.
So
Max
he's Max
Emilian.
Emilian
Wow.
Verstappen. I was like, wow.
That's pretty good. That's like galaxy range shit.
Yeah.
Should we name him Maximilian?
Good on them.
No. Max
Yes, but not in the way that you think.
Yeah.
Need some more seeds.
Go through all that poop. There's probably some seeds there.
It's one of the things
Only
they
if you
will.
feed them grain.
Yeah, it's one of the things they will drop
you-
when you feed them. So
When you harvest stuff that gives you seeds, just saying.
can just buy him from this dumb caterpillar over here.
Not if he hears you call him that.
Look at him, he's dumb.
You say dumb, you're the one buying from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you
Who's
sure that's
making
not a
money off
mantis
of
shrimp?
I don't know, is it? He doesn't have claws. No, it's definitely a caterpillar.
He's rainbow. He looks like he's got a shrimp tail.
He
though.
does have a little tail, but he doesn't have... He's got caterpillar legs. I'm going with caterpillar.
I mean, you've got a strong argument in that is, well, he's kind of in water there actually.
No, he's not. Definitely not.
He's in the. It was all watery. I think he's a shrimp.
It's in the water. Here's how I know. It's all watery.
Yeah.
It's watery because I said it is.
Checks out.
No, it is.
No, it's definitely not.
No,
Go
it's
back
definitely
there.
not.
Go
That
back,
is
go back.
definitely not.
Are you saying there's like a little pond there or something?
Yeah.
There's
No.
not.
That's
It
exactly
is.
what
This
I'm
is
saying.
water. Yeah, you're right. This is watery.
Ah!
Yeah. Because this is like a swamp. But shrimp
That's
don't
right.
live in swamps, do they?
They can live in like wetland sort of areas.
Maybe
It's a
it's
crawdad.
crawfish.
I don't. Let's.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
haven't-
maybe
I don't
it's
think
right.
I've
Yeah,
been
maybe
in
it's a
there.
crawdad.
yet. He's definitely not because he would have great big fucking claws, dude.
That's the idea of claws.
I've
Maybe
caught.
one-
I've
He's a
caught.
vegetarian.
I've caught so many crawdads in my time.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Catching
You are right about
you're-
that.
You're close to 3 Mile Island.
I know from crawdads. All right.
You're really hung up on the biology of like
Maybe he's a craw mom.
crawdads, but not so much caterpillars, because caterpillars don't fucking have tails like that.
Yeah, but everything else about him says caterpillar. Also, caterpillars all have all kinds of weird, like fucking hairy shit
true.
flying all over their bodies all the time. What are you talking
Now we're
about?
back to
That
poop.
is definitely true. Caterpillars
Have you
can
ever
be
seen
really
a caterpillar?
fucking
They're
weird.
fucking weird, dude.
They are weird.
That's a good point. I like the ones that like look like snakes.
Also,
Yeah.
they turn themselves into
Yeah.
slurry and transform into an entirely different thing.
You don't do that?
I haven't yet.
Every
Yeah,
night.
Yeah, give it time.
And,
Kurt.
Can't
still
can't
got
say it
time.
doesn't. Yeah, right.
Not that you're aware of.
It could still be part of your life cycle. It just sort of depends.
Yeah, I just call that bedtime.
Eric decants himself.
Eric,
into his
that's
Yeah.
bed.
good day.
Like the end of society every time Eric goes to bed.
Oh, God. Speaking of poop.
Move your bed. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, just.
Society is shitting the bed.
We're talking about Eric's nightly shunting.
Hunting? Is that what that's called?
Yes,
Have you
now.
seen-
Power to
I meant
fields or
sounding.
what?
Have you seen Society, Alex?
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
We live in one.
We do.
Yes.
Oh
What-
shit.
What is shunting? This is important. Is this something I can look up on Urban Dictionary that says that it's pooping in the bed?
I'm
Something.
No,
They
look,
should
Something
man.
is usually just like
You can always look up something on
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary.
That is the way
Yeah.
I interpret it.
No, that because you apparently you haven't seen Society, so
Those guys are fucking tough.
They are.
you should look up the shunting scene from Society. Brian Yuzna's 1988 magnum opus? Question mark.
It's an opus.
Yeah, it was weird that they recreated that scene in Mr. Holland's opus. That was at the end.
Yeah, when all of a
there's
sudden,
just shunting everywhere.
I thought
when
that
all of a
was
sudden Richard Dreyfuss's face was on his butt, I thought it was really weird. But
But, you know, it was a choice.
yeah, sometimes you gotta
Goodwill
make that hard
shunting.
left turn.
Mhm.
Oh, he was hard, all right.
Yeah, yep.
I just made a Goodwill shunting joke and everybody talked over it.
I heard it. I laughed at
I think
it.
I was gonna say I think that's what Joe was laughing at.
Okay.
how do you like them apples?
I was, yeah,
How
I
do
was
you
trying
like
to find
them
somewhere
road
to get
apples?
into.
I feel like this is gonna be like one of the like I would say like 8 to 9 other times where you guys would be like, you haven't seen that scene from this weird movie in the 80s? And
You
you're like,
haven't, you haven't
"Look
seen
it
the
up
scene
right
from this
now."
movie that like 5 people have ever seen or heard of?
And then I go watch it and I'm like, I don't know. And that's like I guess, sure. I think I had to be there. Like that's happened many times. But that's okay, I have my own version of that. We all do.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is like, dude, did you see that thing with Goku? And then everybody just tunes out.
Womp
Did
womp.
he yell
womp.
and then shoot energy at somebody?
Yeah, he
Oh,
said
no.
that many times.
Which one's Elagos? I wish
And
I
his
knew.
power was over 9,000.
I wish I knew which of. I mean, I don't know who any of these followers are, and
I mean, you just have to get
And you
near
just
them, and
look
they'll
up
tell you what their
their-
name.
generally speaking, I don't care either.
I'm
Is
the
that
one in
kinda
charge.
cult
I don't
leader?
even care
Hello,
about who I'm
leader. What a
married.
beautiful day in paradise, and may they say, you look extra glorious today. This guy's definitely a spy.
He's totally a cop.
I can read his mind, I think. Yeah.
What
Yes, you can.
suck ass.
Saw the outhouse overflowing. Such nauseating, putrid mess. I love it.
Maybe that's why everybody's pooping on the ground. The outhouse is full. It's not that there's somebody.
Leader
in there.
sacrificed an elderly follower. I'm glad the leader sacrificed that elder. They were a drain on resources.
How many times?
I mean, he doesn't seem like
No, he
he's
doesn't
a
seem like a
spy.
spy.
Seems like a Nazi.
The other one is the spy. He's just trying to throw you off the
Maybe.
trail.
Yeah, the one who gave you the quest.
Mm-hmm.
Faithless. Faithful,
You
belief in
can get-
afterlife.
Says you can collect the reward, so
Wow. I don't know. I'm gonna make him give me some money though. Extort tithes, which is very good. I like that they sing a little song when you talk to him too. It's good.
and you both dance together.
Yeah. It is time for a sermon though.
What's that red bar?
That's their devotion.
Yeah. So when you level that up, you get some devotion points that lets you build new structures and things.
So you want it to fill up.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And also, the higher level they are, when you sacrifice them when they get old, you get more stuff for it. So.
Yep.
Oh no, one of the houses collapsed.
I know Devolver published this, but who made this?
Nobody I recognize the name of.
Nobody. It just appeared.
Oh, spooky!
Just fucking appeared out of the ether.
You could look it up. I forget what it's. It's like a good name,
I'm
but I.
looking now.
Massive
context.
monster.
There you go.
Out of context, there's something funny about who made this. I don't know. You can look it up. The way you said
Should
it.
be your answer for
You
everything.
can find the answer in a
funny.
book.
Check it.
A reading
you know where
rainbow?
that's listed?
Yeah.
www.google.com, motherfucker.
Let me Google that for you.
Yeah,
You guys
exactly.
remember that?
Yeah. Doesn't work anymore because Google's a fucking nightmare.
Read mind. This guy is faithless and not a hard worker.
Oh, fuck him.
This is the worst.
Why is he even there?
They also made Adventure
great show.
Pals and Never Give Up.
And unicycle giraffe.
Oh man, that sounds good.
Does sound good.
Did you
I
just
prefer
make
the
that up?
sequel,
I don't see
Bicycle
that on the-
Giraffe.
I don't see
That's
that
because you're looking at the featured games list. If you tap on our games, you'll see those plus the one I said.
Okay. All right.
It says unicycle giraffe. How long can you wobble?
Pretty
I
long,
mean,
actually.
am I a
Unicycle
weeble? 'Cause
giraffe is
if I am a
bouncing
weeble, I'll
Kind of a
wobble,
personal
never fall
question.
down.
about giraffes, fancy hats, and making new friends.
Yeah, but
Jump
I
on a
mean,
unicycle and earn yourself some coin to pay back your debts in this cute and colorful physics wobbler.
weebles may not fall down, but they're not wobbling constantly, though, right?
That's true. That's true.
They're not like a drinky bird or something.
I mean, if you assume a frictionless Weevil in a closed vacuum system, then they might.
Weebles in space.
What's the name of their spaceship?
Hang on, I gotta indoctrinate this follower.
The SS Wobble.
Yes, that's wobble.
It drives me nuts when it does that in a dungeon because I'm like, but I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I'm
This guy
aware that
sucks.
he's ready for indoctrination.
we're gonna
I'll get to it.
we're gonna sacrifice him soon.
That guy does suck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's already old. Jeez Louise.
That spider really took you.
Yeah. Well, he gave it away for free, so
Oh, did he? No
Yeah.
wonder.
that's all right. We're just gonna say
He's like, nobody wants this guy. Do you?
he's so gross. I'm not
guess.
even gonna eat him. Welcome to the cult, motherfucker.
I tried to eat him, and it just I couldn't. I
You
just-
can't kill him yet. You killed someone too recently. You can't
Yep.
kill him yet.
Yep.
Bye.
Tentacles are good.
Everybody loves it.
Wait, which one is this? This isn't the sacrifice, though.
No,
This is a
that's
different
the-
thing.
But you ascended
The
him,
Ascendant, which is basically the same thing.
but with no tentacles.
Oh no.
Lumberyard has run out of lumber.
You're running. Your bone. You ran. You.
You
I've-
can't
Your
get. You
bones
don't have any
are-
more wood.
I have so much wood. I need to. What I need to do is make another 6 gold bars to make one of those. I guess I could make a regular one.
Yeah.
But I really need. These are the resources that I need now.
You can upgrade that so you can have more. Oh, you already did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you already did. I realized after I said that.
I need 2 more. I can get another up. There we go. Double wood. Missionary. I've never even tried the missionary thing. I never even made it. Let's upgrade the outhouse.
Yeah, definitely. I hear it's overflowing.
I can't build it.
And I uploaded from the.
It's a
What was it
three-holer.
in theme park? What was it? The boggy crapper to the. What was the next level of?
Alright. I'll do one more.
You
more
can
run.
sell some stuff.
You can
to
just
make
look it
money.
up, Joe.
I'll do one more run.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna call
Let
it
me-
a night.
Let you Google that for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. You guys been playing anything else good?
I played a bunch more of Last Call BBS actually after I streamed it last week.
Oh, which ones you played?
I built some more Gundams. Cause that's like raking a Zen garden, right? Like you're like just trying to unwind. Like the building these Gundams is pretty good.
It's pretty
And
good. There's
I
only like a handful of them.
It's so Kurt is the only person I expected to play that game.
That's called BBS?
Yeah.
Oh, that's because you're thinking Zachtronics, and I'm thinking BBS.
I am thinking Zachtronics. It's true.
and I played. I got clears on the Japanese solitaire thing on every difficulty level.
Nice.
That was the one that I like focused in on super hard.
That
Nice.
game's hard, or at least weird.
You see that
It is.
solitaire game?
Well, like the more like once you're down to only having one place to put an extra card,
You gotta be
like-
really careful.
you have to be super. You have to plan ahead, and also like you can get dealt unwinnables like a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems
Well,
like
that's
the
true for a lot of
deals are
solitaire
truly,
games.
they're
Really
truly
random.
random.
Yeah. I generally believe that's true in all of their solitaire games. And Anthony was trying to say, but I found out today and told him that Zachtronics is putting out something next week.
Thought this was their last thing.
Yeah, there you go.
It is.
Liar.
Is
Correct.
a collection
And
of
yet,
all their solitaire games in one go. Upgraded for 4K.
Great. I will say, I
it
do
does
think Last
include a
Call
new
BBS
one.
Looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
I just
Both
like
Kurt-
that computer system.
Perfect 4K for the perfect Steam Deck game.
For the Steam Deck you don't have.
Well,
Well,
not
Yeah,
actually,
yet.
that's
right before this stream started, I was playing that game, and I just finally downloaded like the last 2 bits of software, like the circuit board builder and Thomas or whatever the chef one is, the food court one.
Yeah.
And I could barely understand
I
either of those
started.
things.
I haven't even started that one yet. I almost started it, and I was like, if I start this now, it's gonna I'm gonna be up until 3 in the morning. So I just didn't do it. So I actually still haven't come back and started them. Did you like it as much as you thought you would? Because Mike, I think you were saving it for last. You said,
I
right?
still
You
haven't
thought
understood how
you
to
did.
play it yet. I literally have not made one successful food item, but I mean I didn't spend very long on it. I tried the circuit board builder one, and that's a real trip, but I'm not sure. It's a little dry in the presentation, so I'm not sure that was
It
gonna
is,
hold me
yeah.
interest. Call me old-fashioned, but I
board.
like a little
Circuit
bit of
board, you
video in
said.
my video games, you know?
Just to bring it back around very quickly, in theme park, it's a boggy crapper, which can be upgraded to an outhouse, which can be upgraded to a super toilet. So
Nice. That's quite a jump between 2 and 3.
wow.
Although the real estate prices these days, an outhouse is pretty fancy. Also,
I do
Not
feel like there
everyone
should be
can
like a
afford a
regular
house.
toilet level
Yeah.
in between outhouse and super toilet.
Outhouse, in-house, super toilet.
Also, apparently there was a Super NES port of Theme Park in the UK, in PAL territories.
Sure.
That feels like it could not be a feature-complete version of that game, because I feel like that was a fairly complex thing. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, it's definitely I've played it. It's definitely pared down. All it is just the crapper.
Oh, cool.
That's it.
I've never seen this
There's
before.
no other game.
I haven't either.
Just the boggy crapper.
Just
Yeah.
the boggy
It
crapper.
reviewed
Yeah,
very
you
well,
never-
actually.
You never played Boggy Crapper Simulator?
No, I'm not from. I didn't grow up in England like you did, so.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
released
yeah,
here.
yeah. We called it BCS. I didn't know what we were talking about. at first.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Also released in 1996 in PAL territory, so like
You should try it, Alex. Did you like a team of modders made a VR version of it? That's good choice.
Okay. Finally, VR is being used for something useful.
if you do want to try that, you can't at my house.
Why not?
Because it's carpeted here.
What?
No, you just use it. You're supposed to use it in the bathroom, Anthony. So you just feel like you're in a very luxurious
Oh, I see,
toilet
I see,
whenever
I see.
you're.
I was imagining more like playing in the living room.
Yeah, no, that's not what it's there for, man.
Okay, that's good.
You put the VR headset on while
That's
you're in the
what I was doing
can,
wrong.
and then it feels like you're in a really fancy bathroom.
If I've learned anything from tonight, it's that it's okay to just shit wherever you want.
You
I
have to
think
be a
it's-
cute little cartoon animal to get away with that.
Oh
Alex.
no, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah,
Glad
sorry,
we
bud.
talked about this.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I would
Yeah, he
describe Alex.
almost made a big mistake.
Cute cartoon character.
I almost just
I mean, at
shit
least part of that is
constantly
true.
everywhere. I'm a cartoon character. Well, gosh.
Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, that tracks.
Checked out. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does explain how you recovered so quickly that time I hit you in the head with a giant hammer.
And I made a like boing,
Yeah.
noise.
I'm trying to figure out where all those birds
What are
came from,
these?
really.
Explains why Alex is so good at
Tweeting birds.
skiing and golfing.
What does that script say? Alex gets clunked. Alex sees stars, not birds.
Thank you.
So I think The Binding of Isaac, that is at least in terms of the art style, is appropriate.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Not
In the
enough poop.
dungeons. But the enemy,
There's
look
a
at
good
that
amount of
looking
poop.
fucking frog.
Not
Yeah,
enough.
there is
You're
some
making that
poop.
comparison.
I don't know, man. The bosses in Binding of Isaac are so fucked up looking.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I
that
still
frog
have
is
never.
practically
I
huge.
actually need to play. Like, I still have never played. What's the one that looks like Binding of Isaac Rebirth? Is that what it's called? Looks like a
Yeah.
Super Nintendo game.
That was the one I played a bunch
Yeah.
of. That's really good.
I played the original like Flash game looking version. That was the one that I played. And I never. Even though I heard Rebirth like added a bunch of stuff and it was better, I think by most people's recommendation. And then what did
We'll give
anybody
along
play
these
the
lines
thing he
a bit.
made after that? Meowgenics or whatever it's called. I don't think. I don't know.
Mewgenics?
Eugenics. Yeah, I never played that.
Did that actually come out?
I thought it was at least in early
I
access.
thought it got pulled.
I'm not sure
Oh,
it
did
did
it?
come out.
Maybe.
He made an RPG out of the Binding of Isaac characters, like a first-person dungeon crawler, I think.
Oh, really?
The Shining
Bumbo's
Force, but
Adventure or
by
something
but
like
by
that.
Oh
Isaac
yeah, I
Isaac.
heard. Yeah.
Or like a wizardry.
Yeah, I wish I could hit a button to just get all this at once instead of having to
Did the other guy from Team Meat ever make anything, or just the one? Just
Didn't he
that-
do
just
the
that guy?
the kind of runner game, the Super Meat Boy Forever?
Hmm. I mean, maybe.
Which ask me how interested I am in that.
I can guess, because... yes, Legend of Bumbo was also him, which, yeah, looks like a... I don't really know what the fuck that looks like. I guess it's like an RPG-ish thing.
So Tommy Raffinis did Super Meat Boy and then a bunch of stuff before that, but since then only Super Meat Boy Forever.
Just really want to know why those guys stopped working with Danny Baranowski. You need a good reason to take that guy's music out of your game.
Did any of the people who are in Indie Game the movie like have prolific careers, or did they all just stop making things for the most part?
They all got really rich off their first games and stopped making video games.
I mean, that money can only go so far. Well, didn't Fez just get re-released?
Yeah, Phil Fish got mad at people on Twitter and stopped making games.
Right, and then just threw a temper tantrum and just quit making games. Right, I remember that.
Yeah.
He made one VR game, I want to say, before he
Yes.
stopped.
And then Jonathan Blow, the only thing he's made is The Witness since that, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, I think that did pretty well.
Yeah.
I
really
feel like
good.
that's not a. That seems less of a. I'm not making things anymore, and more. I'm taking years to make things.
Yes.
Yeah. He's also
Also
done
being
the
insufferable.
indie feed, indie game fund,
He also
and he's developing a game engine, game programming language. So.
he also managed to get in the Guinness Book of World Records for having his head so far up his own ass that he.
Yeah.
That's the end of the joke. I got nothing.
Yeah, true and
Yeah,
accurate.
it's
True
good.
and accurate.
I mean, like one of the main, like the major secret ending of The Witness is him making fun of himself. So he's at least semi self-aware of what's going on there.
Didn't he also go like full crypto, bro?
Did he? I
Semi
mean,
recently.
maybe.
I bet.
I would.
That makes sense.
I would believe it.
I
I
think you're right, Joe. I can't remember the exact event, but I really do. I have them in that pile in my brain.
Yeah.
Or is
It's
that
hard
just?
there. Everyone.
You know what? But The Witness is still fucking brilliant.
It's
game.
Yeah.
really fucking good. Yep.
Yep.
What if you don't like puzzle games?
Well, you're stupid.
Then you're
It
bad.
doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you're bad.
Yeah. Right.
The Witness got a parody game.
I
Did
can't
it?
believe
The
Was
Is it a
Looker,
porn
I think?
porn parody?
Yeah,
No,
not The
it's like-
Witness XXX.
It's like The Looker or something like that.
Who the fuck makes a parody video game and like when was this made? Anytime in the past like I don't know 20 years who does that?
Yeah, ever since Matt Hazard came out and killed that whole idea.
Yeah, the return of that, like, and that felt
That
like
is
a thing
literally a thing I was reading someone talk about on Twitter like 2 days ago. I think it was Danny
Matt
O'Dwyer.
Hazard. Yeah.
Was like, no one makes parody games anymore. I guess Matt Hazard killed that.
It seems like it.
Maybe
For
you're
some
reading
reason, I
Eric's
feel like
account.
Neil Patrick Harris was in that game. Is he the star? Or...
I don't think he was Matt Hazard, but he might have been in it. He might have been the villain, actually. Now that you say that.
Star.
I'm looking it up.
That game had a star, didn't it? Like a.
Maybe.
I
known
didn't think the
actor?
main guy was a star. I thought it was they had people in the. Oh no, Will Arnett. Will Arnett was Matt Hazard.
Will
Wasn't
Arnett.
it somebody from
Jeez.
Arrested Development? Okay. I didn't know that my brain is not-
Neil Patrick Harris was his nemesis, Wallace Wally Wellesley.
Oh, okay, well, I'm glad I didn't totally
Boy.
make that up.
Although, actually, you know what? Speaking of like
Hilarious.
game parodies, like I've seen a bunch of clips from the thing from the fucking the guy who makes Rick
Spit it
and
out.
Morty,
Oh,
God.
Lord.
and it looks
Shut
like the most annoying fucking game ever made. Like, are
Oh,
they
really? The guy who made Rick and Morty made something fucking stupid? No
I-
fucking way.
Look, man, a lot of people I know like Rick and Morty and think it's funny. So
Yeah,
I've
well, a
never.
lot of-
I watched the first season of it, and you know what? It's totally fine. It's a pretty good.
I like Rick and Morty, and it is
Yeah.
funny.
It's just the
A
fans.
lot of his video
suck.
games are.
There's a lot of
Not great.
baggage.
Yeah.
There is a lot of baggage.
This game looks. The clips I've seen of it, your gun is
Rick
like
and
your-
Morty is the Tool of cartoon shows.
Yes, the thing
So-
is fine.
Love it
The
or hate
cult around it
It took
is
a minute to click.
insufferable.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
but like your gun is your like radio buddy that are in so many modern games, and it just does not ever shut the fuck up based on the clips that I've seen. Like the gun is just constantly fucking talking to you. Yeah. And I watched like a full clip of like a boss fight, and it just doesn't shut the fuck up for the whole fight.
That was from that games thing.
Yeah, it was from Gamescom. And I was just like, I cannot imagine, even if the game was fun, I think I'd have trouble with this because it's so fucking annoying.
Hey,
why did you
listen?
That? There's a fucking listen.
Get it? It's like
you
the
idiot.
Joke is that it's annoying. You know
that's what I was trying to figure out. Like I was like, is the joke that like you have this, like so many games have your annoying like radio buddy who tells you the obvious things that are just annoying? And so that's what they're going for? Or is it like these are all supposed to be gags that land and are funny, and I just don't think they're funny? Like
it's probably both. The thing I don't like about
if it's annoying, then it's just annoying.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. In this game's defense, I will say it's probably impossible to put together a good-looking demo reel for it.
Yeah.
If it actually pulls off what it's trying to do, it still might look like garbage in the trailer. So it didn't look good, but it might be impossible for that to happen.
All right.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Anyways, I've had enough culting for tonight. This game's pretty good though. Like I said, it's definitely just
yeah,
I'm two pretty good things that it's two like okay-ish things that just synergize pretty well.
And it seems like it does this better than it wasn't like a remake. Well, there was a remake of Actracer, but then there was like a spiritual sequel to Actracer.
Oh, Soul
that
Seraph.
nobody
No,
liked.
I played that.
Yeah,
that is not a good game.
Yeah,
Mike told me not to play that, so.
I mean, Soul Seraph is like Actraiser Methadone. You know, it's like, well, it's not as good, but I'm real desperate, so.
But help me get off.
We have Cult of the Lamb
yeah, it gets you helps you kick Actracer.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you shouldn't do. So double reason to not play it.
Yeah, well, there you go. I heard the remake was okay though. I didn't play that.
Yeah, I'll
either.
try the remake eventually. I played the original right before the remake came out, so I didn't jump directly on that bandwagon.
But yeah, this seems a lot better. A lot of people, like a bunch of people I work with, were saying like, "Oh, it's like Animal Crossing," and I'm like, "Well, I'm fucking fully checked out if it's like Animal Crossing."
I kept hearing that, and I'm like, it's so wrong.
That doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't.
It has animals in it.
No, this does not look like Animal Crossing.
Well, I guess, but see, like a lot of.
I mean, actually, it does look
30,
like
40 million people bought that most recent Animal Crossing game, and probably like 1/34 of that have ever even heard of Actraiser. So, you know, it makes sense.
Fair enough.
You know,
sure, fair enough. But I just,
But
I
it's
mean,
wrong.
it's right.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I was like, I'm out if it's.
I mean, you can build decorations and place them around and stuff like that. So, like, that's kind of like a thing you do in Animal Crossing.
But the Animal Crossing is an activity. This is a game.
Yeah. Right. Listen, I'm glad that the people that like Animal Crossing have Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I'm also glad that I don't have to fucking play it.
Yeah, I also completely agree with that.
But anyways, all right, that's it. I'm gonna turn this off now. But anyway, that's it. Skull the Lamb's good. There's not a lot, not a lot going on.
What else you got going on?
Right, nothing. So